troops, and welcome back to the With Mates podcast. My name is Andrew Grayson, your host as ever, and we are back with another wonderful podcast, with another episode of The Catch-Up. Yes, it is your weekly episodic show where we talk all things films, movies, and just whatever generally comes into our heads. Lads, welcome in. I am joined by the wonderful Iceman. He is Baby Boon, Josef Boon.
Greetings, Andrew. It is I, the Iceman.
He is the triple barrel man. He is the main man himself. It's Craig Andrew Mooney.
Greetings, Andrew Barron Man, Craig Andrew Mooney.
And he is the smackiest of smacks. It's Polly Smack Paul Stirrett.
Who said that? Huh? Oh my goodness, sorry. There you are, Andrew. Sorry, of course, there you are. You're right there in that little box, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Polly
not
Smack
having,
is here.
We're not having technical difficulties, but there is a part of us. I am coming to you live from the wonderful Lincoln. Lovely little bed sit that I am partaking in, so thank you very much to Imogen if you're watching. So yes, I'm down in Lincoln, but that does not stop us from getting out this week's episode of The Catch-Up, because by Joves do we have a lot of news to talk about. So sorry lads, no pleasantries. We're not doing pleasantries today. I hope you're all well. I'm well. Let's crack on. So it has been CinemaCon, so there is so much news to talk about. So some of the stuff that we're going to be talking today, there is a lot of Spider-Man news, there is a lot of Superman news, we have a nice British pop band biopic coming out, we've got more John Wick stuff coming out, we've had Naked Gun trailers, and if we have time, we might get into a little streaming debate about which is the best platform to be watching on. And of course, it wouldn't be CinemaCon, and it would not be the With Mates podcast if we didn't talk about the new Avengers movie, Doomsday, because we've got some new fun details coming out about Doomsday. But where do we feel is like the best place to start? Do we want to try and tier it where we start with the what we deem to be like, yeah, that's fun, to, oh my fucking god, let's talk about this?
Yeah, I think save the best for last.
Okay, let's save the best for last. So, I'm going to say, again, you're obviously going to know that my niche is superhero movies, so I'm going to keep that to last. So I'm going to say, let's talk about the Beatles movie first. So there is a new Beatles biopic film. Craig, you seem to be quite enthusiastic about it. Do you want to tell us about the Beatles movie? Who's in it? What's happening? When's it out?
Well, Andrew, apparently it's not just one film. It is 4 films, possibly 5 films, from what I've been told. And it's going to be apparently the first ever bingeable movie series. This is the thing that we're kind of learning from CinemaCon, is that there's going to be, I believe, a different film focused on each Beatle, culminating potentially in a final film. I don't know if that was the case, whether it was 5 films or 4. But it just seems very interesting to me, and I think the plan is that they're all going to come out quite close to each other, and
right.
that's the idea, that you can go in and see all the different like films with a different focus, and then have this kind of finish at the end. So it's a very, very interesting concept. It's Sam Mendes, I believe. Is that correct? Sam Mendes is directing it.
Sam Mendes.
We've got a very interesting cast that's been assembled. So we've got Barry Keoghan as Ringo, I believe. We've got Paul Mescal as Paul McCartney. We've got Joseph Quinn as
George Harrison.
George Harrison. Yeah, that's the one that everyone forgets.
Yes.
Sorry, George. And of course, we've got Harrison Dickerson.
Harris Dickinson as John Lennon.
Harris Dickinson as John Lennon. So yeah, it's like the peak 20-something British actors that they've kind of British and Irish.
I was about to say, I feel as if that's
the cast.
I feel as if that's not lazy casting, but I'm going, they're doing the Beatles movie, who are they going to get? And it's like, yeah, let's the 3 most famous up-and-coming British actors that you can. I don't know the John Lennon actor. Apologies if I should know, but yeah, I don't know him. But I was just like,
Baby
well, yeah,
Girl.
obviously that's
Baby Girl fame with it. Yeah.
I agree with Andrew. It's really lazy casting Paul Mescal as Paul McCartney. He doesn't even have to change his name. It's just, I mean, come on. But the one I'm quite excited for is the Ringo Starr one, because obviously the first 3 are going to be live action, and Ringo Starr is going to be set entirely on the Isle of Sodor in stop motion, isn't it? So that's going to be great. I'm going to enjoy that.
Can I just say that there are few genres that I enjoy less than the music biopic, and it's become a sweeping
Blasphemy,
genre in the past few
Are you-
years.
Are you
And I
joking?
cannot
That's been some of the
stand them.
best.
I
Rocket
cannot
Man.
stand them.
Hold on,
So wait a
let's
minute.
just add
I-
another thing to
I
the list
cannot-
of things Paul doesn't like: music
I
biopics,
cannot watch
Star
another-
Wars.
They've done
fun.
one of Elvis. They've done one of what's her face, Amy
Winehouse.
Schumer. No, Whitehouse. There we go.
Schumer.
Whitehouse.
Amy Schumer.
She's got enough work.
Well
They've
renowned
done.
Jesus.
singer-song
They've
actress.
done one on. They turned Robbie Williams into a chimp. I mean, I
Yeah,
actually kind
that
of
was a good
wanted to
film.
see that one,
Right.
but
Wait a minute, Paul,
I
pause.
can't deal with this. 4,
No, pause.
5 maybe movies of music
I agree with that.
biopics. All of the Beatles. Ugh.
I do agree
No.
with that. But
No.
again, if you think about it, right, Elvis was good. Better Man was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed the Robbie Williams one. What other ones have we had? Rocket
Bohemian
Man,
Rhapsody.
Rocket Man.
Bohemian
Rocket
Rhapsody.
Man.
Yeah,
You
they're all
had
good.
Straight Outta Compton.
Apparently,
well.
Straight Outta
Yes.
Compton was good. Apparently, what's his name? Timothy Chalamet just did it.
Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan. Yeah, the Bob Dylan one.
No, but-
Apparently,
but-
that's very, very good. So,
No, but did you see as well that the one that's from CinemaCon, everyone's buzzing about it, is what's his name? Jeremy Allen White is Bruce Springsteen.
yeah,
Bruce Springsteen biopics. Yeah, everyone's like raving
There you
about
go.
it.
Paul,
raving about it.
Paul rolling his eyes like nobody's business there as well.
I
Um,
literally could not care about any of these films.
Yeah, I feel. See, to be fair to Paul as well, like to me, I'm like the Beatles movie doesn't get me excited. Like I'm not sitting here going, oh, I can't wait to see that, but I will go see it. The actors that they've got are really good. Again, I'm not saying it's lazy, but I'm like, well, yeah, obviously that's who you're going to cast because they are it just now.
Flavour of the month.
But they are very good, and as like we've got a good track record of musical biopics. I still kind of going, do we really need a Beatles cinematic universe? I know I'm the big one for Marvel
They've already
stuff
got
and
one.
DC.
The Beatles already have a cinematic universe.
Which is?
They're the films they made.
All right, yeah. Do you know the
they've
funny
already
thing
got
as well? See, when you said 5, I was like, was this going to be like a Yoko fucking movie as well? Is she going to get her own movie, or is it just going to be?
No, she's going to get
but
a
then you said
spin-off.
it would be like a team up.
Spin-off done by Amazon.
Spin-off TV series.
Yeah.
No, Apple.
Just
Apple.
as
Hey,
just
say that.
just
You
a
could get
whole
5
movie
because
of them.
the producer, their producer was like pretty much the 5th Beatle as well. I'm probably getting it wrong, but it's like, he was also called George, and he was always referred to as the 5th Beatle. Can't remember his last name though. But I mean, like, yeah,
I'll go see
What
it.
about the-
I'm not.
What about the
overly
guy
fussed.
who left the Beatles? The guy that got kicked out before they became the Beatles? That'd be an interesting biopic,
Oh,
I
you'd be
think.
devastated, wouldn't
Oh
you?
my god.
see, that'd be the origin story. That's like the Doctor Doom of this cinematic universe.
Yeah. Right. Let's get into what I believe will be the first argument of the episode. The Naked Gun trailer. Liam Neeson, from the mind of Seth MacFarlane. Joseph, have you watched it?
I have seen the first half of it.
Yeah.
Then my Wi-Fi cut out, and then I couldn't watch the rest of it.
Lucky you, mate.
but
Lucky you.
But I know about the joke tailing the trailer. So yeah, I think it will be good.
Wrong.
In like a let's put this on for a funny laugh at it, as
Wrong.
opposed to laugh with
Yeah.
it.
Wrong.
That's all it needs
No.
to be.
It's going to be terrible. It's going like I like whoever out of Paul or Craig bigs this up more is getting it as the bomb for the second half. When's it out? Actually.
August, I think. August.
Oh yeah, plenty of time. We're doing this we're doing it at the end of June, start of July. So whoever's bigging it up most, you can have it as your bomb because that's what you'll be getting.
Seth MacFarlane's been on a bit of a roll recently. We all, I think, to my knowledge, enjoyed the Ted series. If we watched it, Ted
I've not
was
watched it.
pretty good.
The fact that you said if we
You still
watched it
watched
tells
it.
you everything you need to know, mate. Because no,
You
we
guys didn't watch Ted.
didn't. No.
It's really good.
Wait,
First
hold on.
movie's
Are you
good.
talking about the films?
The
No, there was a
series.
series.
Oh no, I wouldn't like waste my time with that shit.
No.
Oh, it's actually quite good. Like for Seth
So
MacFarlane.
is there a lot of like like social political drama stuff that happens in it, Paul, that you're really into?
Now that you've asked me, I can't quite recall. There's a lot of romance stuff in it though, so I remember that.
That's Paul. That's Paul. He's
Okay,
happy with that.
cool.
I tell you what.
So it's a rom-com.
I tell you what. Seth MacFarlane's Seth MacFarlane's best work is, and that is the Orville. Have you ever seen the
I
Orville?
knew you were going to say
Oh
that.
yeah,
Which is like which is
Star Trek.
Yeah, it's actually really good. It's a solid show. I enjoyed it when it was on. Yeah.
Star Trek without all the Star Trek baggage nowadays. That
Yeah, it was a bit of
seems to
fun.
inflict every Star Trek show. Yeah. I'm looking forward to Naked Gun. I think it will be about 2 hours of fun. I do not expect it to reach the heights of the original Naked Gun Police Academy style movies. Those were movies. Here's my rant for the day. Those were movies not intended for the lazy modern day viewer. People that want to sit and watch a film with their phone in their hand and sort of half pay attention. Those old movies, they are not for you. They are for people who watch movies because things are happening in the background that are funny, and if you pay attention, you will laugh. But if you don't, you miss the joke and you go, "Oh, this film's crap." Well, that's on you, buddy. So I think there might be a bit of that, but not quite the same degree.
So here's where I'm at. I can't remember the name of the film, but the fucking Wild West film that Seth MacFarlane did.
I didn't mind that.
A Million Ways to
A Million
Die
Ways
in
to
the
Die in the
West.
It wasn't good. It wasn't.
Yeah,
A mustache, a mustache, a mustache. That I remember that song.
But this is the thing, is like, I'm saying all this, I'm probably out of the four of us the biggest Family Guy fan, and I love the stuff that's it, and it's my humour and stuff, but I don't know, I just don't see Naked. Again,
American Dad.
even just the trailer. Grow up,
American
Craig.
Dad has got.
Grow up, Paul. The fact that
I don't
Paul's
watch them
agreeing with you
anymore.
tells you what you need to know.
I haven't watched American Dad and stuff like that for about 10 years, but I prefer American Dad to Family Guy.
No, I
On
prefer.
and off.
I think
On and off.
nah, Family Guy's well better. Well, I've not started watching the new one, so it might have fell off. But yeah, but to me, the thing that put me off, I'm watching the trailer and I'm like, the first real joke is Liam Neeson in a skirt, and I'm just like, that's it. That's going to be the best joke of the entire film, and you've shown us it in the trailer, and I didn't laugh. I think it's going to be, especially like those movies I remember with the original Frank Drebin, Leslie Nielsen. They were brilliant. They were hilarious, and I don't feel as if even what you're saying, Paul, about like how it's not for the viewers that will be sitting watching their phone and watching the movie. I don't think you get away with the same kind of jokes as what you got away with back then.
Maybe, yeah.
And I don't think it'll translate too well. I hope it's good.
I don't know, man. I don't know. They've made like they end the trailer with the OJ joke, and I'm thinking they might be going for it. And I think I get the impression that Seth MacFarlane is a big Leslie Nielsen fan, and I think they're going to do a good job of like trying to carry that tone over. Yeah, there's no way it's going to be better than the original. You can't. Like that was like lightning in a bottle. You can't replicate that. But I don't think it's going to be shit. I think it's going to be a good fun romp.
Did I say Leslie Nielsen or did I say somebody else?
Can't remember, mate.
I feel as if I said the wrong
Liam
name, and if I
Neeson.
did, no, I feel as if I said the wrong name. Regardless, anyway. But again, I hope I have the optimism, or I hope that your three optimisms works out, and
we're going to see it
really
together,
good, but
all right?
I'm up for that. Again, next news: John Wick animated show. I didn't really see much about that, so who wants to kind of take the lead on that?
I've not seen anything about it, but I'm not sure about it, like, because it's a prequel, isn't it? It's supposed to be like a prequel series to John Wick. I don't think the series needs a prequel, really. Mm-hmm. But that's just my opinion. I've not seen anything about it yet.
Joseph, however, I will say, based on both Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and also Severance, we know that Keanu Reeves is doing his best work in animation right now. So I think maybe it could be quite good on his part.
Oh, yes.
Craig, not to sound all Andrew on you for a moment, I don't think that Keanu Reeves' performance in Severance was his best work.
Shock horror.
Better than
Absolutely.
And that's the only negative thing I'll say about Severance.
Them's fighting words.
Because you can't top being Shadow the Hedgehog. You can't.
I wasn't saying I wasn't saying I need it. I'm just saying he's doing better than animation.
Shadow, the Sonic 3 movie, it doesn't come into. I will not have it called into question. It is his best work. It's the best movie that came out last year.
And will continue to be his best work.
And it will continue forever. But what I think about the animated series of John Wick is that it'll be really good. But I think it will be even better than, say, I don't know, an animated movie about the Witcher series. What do you think, Joseph?
Oh,
He goes for the jugular every week.
Yeah.
He's
Have
really
you
good,
had
isn't
any
he?
films out yet, Paul?
Paul, you and I had something
I've not
special.
had too many films out.
You've thrown a lot.
I think Paul's fucked for the next round of the draft because I think all his films are later on, and I don't know what he's gonna do.
I really
That's
hope
actually a good
Avatar
point.
3's fucking great, mate. I hope it's fucking great.
So yeah,
Go
the John
big.
Wick animated series. I feel as if you could do some really cool stuff in animation in terms of like the fighting and the gun. Was it gun fu they call it? But
Yeah, it's like they can push it really far in animation. I can't wait to see what they do with it.
this sounds silly because normally you'll see me go, animation's the way to go because you can do more. I like what they do in live action, and I'm not saying don't make the animated series, but I'm going, I don't think it's not crying out for an animated series because you're still doing some really cool stuff with the live action stuff. We'll see how Ballerina is, but yeah.
I see what you mean because part of the appeal with John Wick is that it's the real people doing these mental stunts.
Yeah.
I remember the second one where they do that mental roll down the stairs and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like, how are they doing that? You know, it's like. So I get that the animation might take some of the edge off of it, but I think it can still be an enjoyable storyline if they do it.
Do we know what platform it's coming on or who's producing it?
Is it Netflix?
Probably Netflix.
Because Netflix do a lot of like animated stuff. I mean, like recently they've had things like Blood of Zeus. Blood of Zeus is a cracking show.
But did they not also have The Witcher?
They do have The Witcher.
I did it, Paul.
Yeah.
You did it. He did it. He got his jab in.
Yeah, I need to get my jab, mate. I'm so far behind you on this draft with my bad pick and now Minecraft. Yeah, Minecraft's now at like a 45 or something like that. So it's
48, I believe.
Oh, was it 48? Yes,
Not
that's
bad.
better.
So it's gonna get better.
It's not quite Snow White bad, but it's getting there.
Shut the fuck up, Paul.
Right, let's get to the first superhero news of this week's episode, and I'm going to come to Craig first because he is our resident Superman stan, we'll say. So they released, it's not a trailer, it's more just like footage. It felt like an extension of the trailer that we already got. So Craig, your feelings and thoughts, what did you think of the footage? Are you more excited? Are you less excited? Has it not really changed? Like, what are you thinking?
So it's not really changed for me. I was going in quite optimistic and excited about the change in tone, and I don't think that's really changed for me because I think this is kind of what I was expecting. I knew they were going to kind of veer away from the Snyder kind of version of Superman that is, and what I will say as well that to all the people out there, and if you're out there watching, guys, stop whinging. If you are a Snyder stan person, if you like the darker tone of Superman, just. All right, you're living in the past. All right.
Do you know what I love to think? Right?
Yeah. What?
Do you know what I like to think? I think like that's all they've needed was Craig Andrew Mooney going, stop it, and now it is. That's it. Nobody's going to complain anymore.
No, it's going to be 100% Rotten Tomatoes now.
You set the worlds to right by saying stop crying.
I feel personally attacked.
No, but you know what? So what I'm trying to say.
I get
is
you.
essentially, like. It's gone, it's over, and to be honest with you, that really wasn't what Superman was. Like that wasn't Superman. Like it wasn't Superman. This is Superman. What we are seeing being done now.
That was Superman. If you look at the script, all above Henry Cavill's lines, it said Superman. So I think he was Superman in a sense.
Yeah,
he did a great job.
Now it's
he did a great job.
Now it's...
But what I'm just saying, the tone of that was not what Superman is supposed to be about. I liked Man of Steel. I liked Henry Cavill's interpretation of Superman, but ultimately, I am excited about this tonal shift. I'm excited about us going a bit more back to kind of the Christopher Reeves kind of vibe about the whole thing. It's more colourful. There's a bit of humour in it. A lot of humour in it. So I'm personally going in with an open mind. I know Andrew, you're about to say this, I've heard very, very mixed things about what people have seen, because people have seen more than just that footage, and apparently the reactions have been mixed, from people loving it to people not liking it, but I kind of was expecting that anyway. I don't know about the rest of you. I was kind of expecting that kind of reaction based on people's attitude towards the character.
It's a Superman film with a Doug in a cape, so I don't know what to tell you.
And that's what Superman is, Paul. That's what I was going to say. We like Crypto.
I love the fact that
we like him.
Paul and me are polar opposites. If I'm very middling about something, I'm like, yeah, I don't know, but I hope it's good. Whereas Paul's like, yeah, I don't know, that looks shit.
That looks shit.
I don't want to do it. Like, that's
also a born hater, and I'm here for it.
Also, can I just add as well? This whole film is based on a bit of Scottish connection here, guys. Mr. Grant Morrison, who I am now third degree of separation collaborating.
Oh yeah.
So Mr. Grant Morrison is based on his interpretation of the character and the tone.
Nice.
So come on, let's support the Scottish guys. Let's support the Scottish creators here.
Mate, I'll be there. I will be there day one with a big smile on my face.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I just leave with a smile on my face.
Did Grant Morrison come up with the Doug?
No, that's existed for a while.
Oh, good. Okay, that's fine. I don't.
So you didn't.
What's the dog's
I
name
was
again?
Crypto.
Crypto the super dog. All right, you say his name.
That's like naming your dog Earth. Because you. Can't
I thought you were
Earth.
going to say that's like what's another fucking cryptocurrency? I don't know any of this.
The only crypto that I'm after
Bitcoin.
is the Shiba coin.
I was going to say. Oh no, the Hulk 2 coin. Hulk 2 coin. That's where you want to be going.
Hulk 2. That's where
the
it's
value's
at.
tanked. You don't want to go there. The value's absolutely tanked.
It's really swallowed the value.
Stop it.
That's his best joke that he's ever said on this show. That's such a good joke, Paul. Well done. Joseph, what about you, mate? Are you excited? Are you enthused? What's your thoughts? I can't remember what your thoughts are on Superman.
Yeah, Superman. He's a golden boy. I'm neither here nor there with Superman. Yeah, he can leap tall buildings in a single bound. Yeah, he's got X-ray vision. I feel about him the same way that I feel about Homelander in The Boys. Yeah, he's superpowered, he's all-powerful. He will have a foil, and the foil will be bullshit, and I will not think about it more than 5 minutes after the plot is resolved. So that's my thoughts on Superman.
Paul, I don't need to ask you. You've made it abundantly clear that you hate Superman and his Doug.
I don't mind Superman. It's just not. Yeah. Like there's a Doug.
So in terms of me, I'm not overly fussed. I'm not a big Superman fan, but I'm excited to go see it. That's going to be a fun 2-3 weeks. We get Superman, Fantastic Four, and the new Jurassic Park movie, which I'm going cool. Nice. As long as one of them hit, I'll be happy. But I was listening to Kinda Funny, who's main kind of one of the main hosts there, Greg Miller, is a massive Superman fan, and they were kind of trying to guess what the plot was going to be, and their thoughts are that I forget the name of it, but Superman's like hideout that we see and that kind of comes up,
the Fortress of Solitude.
The Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah, Fortress of Solitude. Apparently, that might hold a lot of the villains, and he thinks Lex Luthor somehow gets in, releases them, and then all the public start to hate Superman because he didn't kill off these villains, and then he's kind of
so it's the plot to one of the Arkham games.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
I don't know. That's what they were guessing, but again, we'll need to wait and see.
If
but
that is the case, I'll be instantly underwhelmed.
Yeah, kind of. I'll be kind of the same.
Not an Arkham fan?
Oh no, I love the Arkham games. I think I've never actually played them. I've only watched my partner play them, but I think they're brilliant.
Oh, they're fantastic games. They are some of the best games I've ever played.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna pull an audible, because what you would normally think would be last would be Doomsday, but we're going to talk about Doomsday now because I don't think that's the biggest news this week.
Yeah,
So the
I
stuff
agree.
about Doomsday that we've had is Kevin Feige has confirmed essentially what the plot is going to be. So it's going to follow the Avengers, the Wakandans, Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, and the original X-Men are all fighting Doom, and the entire cast hasn't been revealed yet. Some other quick stuff that I've just seen as I've been kind of browsing is, in terms of the MCU overall, apparently Vincent D'Onofrio has said Kingpin can't be in any of the films because of rights, which kind of sucks. He might be lying.
I'm happy with it.
Are you happy with that? Why is that?
I'm happy. Keeps them separate, keeps them good, keeps them clean from all the other junk.
And also, just from like a power level standpoint, could you imagine Kingpin going up against Doom, the guy who's literally ripped Thanos' skeleton out of his body, and he's just like, Doom, where's my Vanessa? And that's like Doom could fart near Kingpin, and Kingpin dies. Like that's the power level we're looking at here.
But it's not even having him in the Doomsday, but I want him in Spider-Man's film. Like I want that kind of character. There's a rumour reportedly Hayley Atwell is going to be part of Doomsday and Secret Wars. Surprise to nobody. That kind of makes sense. This isn't really Doomsday, but it kind of ties in because we're talking about Fantastic Four. Apparently there's no other superheroes in the Fantastic Four universe, so they're in their separate universe. There's not going to be like there's a different Iron Man over here. Apparently they are the only superheroes. There's no Easter eggs of other superheroes and stuff like that. And the only last kind of one to bring it back to Doomsday is apparently Florence Pugh and David Harbour have both said that they haven't read the script yet for Doomsday. So that might be another lie where they just don't want to divulge information. But to get back to the main one, right? Kevin Feige said, is it going to be very similar? I'm assuming just by the way it's kind of sounded, it's going to be similar to Infinity War.
Infinity War.
Yeah. Where you're
Infinity
going to
War
different...
2.
Here, mate, I watched it recently. Don't mind it, because that movie is a
Doom
fucking
War.
masterpiece.
Infinity War is a great film because because the protagonist is a bad guy and the bad guy wins. Fantastic film. It gives you that unexpected twist for the superhero genre. I think they're going to do the same with Doomsday and have Doom win, and there's going to be a subsequent film that ties it all back together, much like Endgame.
Yeah,
it's a film so good they're making it twice.
Yeah, and I don't.
But
think
now
it's,
with Robert Downey Jr. as the villain.
Yeah, which is why I think it might not land as hard. It's still going to be a great film for everyone who likes Marvel, and Andrew will need to take a change of underwear when he does go, because of everyone being.
I'm not going to wear any underwear.
That's even worse. There's cinema staff that has to clean up after you, Mr. Grayson, and like that is not good.
We'll be sitting next to you. As well.
I was going to say, if you're sitting next to me, all I will say is don't reach into my bucket of popcorn.
No danger of that, mate.
So that's what.
But yeah, is that kind of the? So is that kind of the thoughts and the feelings then overall? You just kind of feel as if they're rehashing Infinity War, and if they do it half as well, we'll get a good movie.
Yeah, it'll be a decent film. It'll be a rehash of Infinity War. It's not going to hit as quite as well. I think there's just too many groups of people for there to be a full a cohesive enough. Unless they make this film like Oppenheimer length.
Yeah,
I think we're going to rush through stories.
But
I don't think
those were long films. Infinity War and Endgame. They were 3 hours,
2.5, 3 hours. Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna hit quite as hard as Infinity War, because Infinity War was a lot of years of build up to then watch all these heroes die or fail one by one, and then there's only a handful left at the end. This is going to be a group of people we know about them because there's some famous names in there, but we don't actually get to know Pedro Pascal's Mr. Fantastic, which I would argue is Doctor Doom's main villain, or hero.
Counterpart kind of thing.
But we don't know him very well beyond one movie before this. So.
Do we know if the Fantastic Four film is setting up Doom,
I think
I
it
would
will.
assume. I would assume by either the end of the film or an after credit scene will show your first kind of look at Doom. The thing that people forget is realistically, as much as Thanos was teased, you didn't really get much of Thanos until Infinity War. You got him in a chair. You got a wee bit of him in Guardians of the Galaxy. You got him putting on the glove, and that's kind of it. The actual meat and bones of who Thanos were.
I would fully disagree, Andrew, because you got a lot of nods and references and alluding to him through characters' dialogue. I mean, Ronan in Guardians spoke about him a fair bit.
No, well, he's in Guardians more. He has a small part, but it's like to have like substance of going. Oh, we really got a lot of Thanos. We didn't really.
No, we didn't get. He didn't get a lot of screen time, but he was built up very well as a character, being like this big, threatening thing. And we haven't had that with Doom.
But again, to me though, that's where you give them slight. You go because this wasn't the plan. The plan was Kang. For whatever reasons, it's no longer Kang.
Fair.
They've had to pivot. This is kind of what we're getting now. I feel as if I quite like it's not so much negativity, but there's not so much positivity about RDJ playing it. I think he's going to smash it. I think he's going to be so good.
Oh yeah, you'll do a great job, I think.
But yeah, if you give me Infinity War again, but with RDJ on the bad team, cool. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Right. This is what the big news is. We got confirmed next year. We get Spider-Man 4, Spider-Man Brand New Day. Love the title. Love that it's confirmed. Love that it's next year, because then that means we get Doomsday and a new Spider-Man movie. It's being touted as kind of like in the it's going to be like the second part of 3 parts. So you're going to get Avengers, Doomsday, Spider-Man 4, Secret Wars. So it's all going to kind of have like a through line through those 3 movies, which I really like. Is the Sadie Sink Mayday casting, is that confirmed with that as well?
I think that's still a rumour. I think it's still a rumour, but I think it's quite high potential of being true from what I've gathered.
Thoughts, feelings, what are we thinking? Are we glad? Are you kind of shocked that it's coming as quickly as it is?
Is Mayday Parker his daughter?
I think Mayday Parker's the baby that Peter's got in the animated one.
Yeah.
So it's maybe just a variant that's coming from a different universe and aged up to the same age as Peter.
Yeah, more variants. Can't wait.
We're going to get that, though, in these 2 films, and it's going to get wrapped up, Paul. Come on now.
The thing I'm excited about for it is the villain that has been alluded to in it.
Yes.
It's what Mr. Negative.
Oh, I like that.
Yes.
That they're speaking about being the villain.
And do you know why? Do you know why it's Mr. Negative, Joseph? Because of the director of the film. Because the director of the film is the director of Shang-Chi, and I think we're going to go down the martial arts route and have all that stuff going on. I think the fight choreography of the film is going to be fucking brilliant. I think it's going to be
I really like Mr. Negative because he's one of the first big antagonists. Spoilers,
guys,
for the Insomniac Spider-Man game.
Paul, go to sleep.
Guys.
Paul, go to sleep. You've got no say on this.
I'm just you keep saying Mr. Negative. I am not appearing in Spider-Man Brand New Day as the villain. I don't know. You keep referring to me. I just don't get what you're talking about.
He's not got like powers and stuff. He doesn't kick ass. It's just Paul there at Spidey's like, why are you causing crime? And Paul's like, I just really fucking hate Star Wars. I really don't like Star Wars.
This is terrible.
I don't like your new costume, man. What's up?
The costume's great. That's the one thing I would say as well, because again, it's realistically, it's basically they've announced the film. Tom Holland's went, it's going to be great, but the color scheme that they put on the logo, I was like, yeah, that looks like Spider-Man. It kind of encapsulates the color of his new suit and stuff like that. I'm so excited. I think Tom Holland's fantastic. He's done some interviews as well where he says, I'm not going to get involved for doing a film for the sake of a film. It has to be good. Now again, if he gets $20 million sat in front of him, that might change his mind, but I trust the fact that he's going to be doing it properly, if that makes sense. we'll move on to what I think is the most exciting news that we got. And that is that, what is it called? It's not Beyond. It's the new Spider-Verse movie. Is it Beyond the Spider? No, it is. It's Beyond the Spider-Verse, because we've had Into, we've had Across, and now we are Beyond the Spider-Verse. It has been confirmed that it's coming out in 2027. Now, I know what you're saying. Andrew, they confirmed it was 2025. They confirmed it was 2026. We've had stills. We've had what it looks like, and it looks so good. It looks gorgeous. And this movie, for me, I was worried most that it wasn't going to come out, because I was like, if we don't get the third part to this, because I honestly believe that this could be up there, at least for discussion, of the best trilogy ever. The first two are absolutely perfect, stunning, well written, great characters. The second one leaves you on such a cliffhanger. I'm like, if I don't get the third part, I don't know what I'm going to do. And this gives me so much reassurance, because we got to see the photos. And again, even like when you watch the first one, you go, that was stunning. How are they going to outdo that? The second one starts in Gwen's universe, and you see like the purples, and it just looks different. And that the images that they've shown in this, I'm like, where are we here? Because that looks different. That looks great. I love these movies, and this is for me is the biggest news that came out of CinemaCon the entire time.
Yes, the first Spider-Verse movie was really good. It was really good.
Paul, don't you dare. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Fuck you on about?
I was
The
less of a
second was
fan of
great.
number 2. But
Oh my
number
God.
3, yeah, I'm up for it. I'm up for it.
What
I
do you
told
mean you're
Mr.
up
Negative,
for it?
Okay, Paul's saying he's
The
up for something. That's a
indignation in
glowing
his
review.
voice.
Andrew, take that as it is. Because
Mate, no, 'cause I'm not- no,
that's
no,
insane.
no.
It's a 10 out of fucking 10.
No, because I'm not going to take it, because this is why, right? I defy you to rewatch that second one. See, by the time you
I
get
have.
to the end and you hear that music and it's building up and you're like, oh, and then I can still remember in the cinema, I was sitting there going, this is going to end. We've been here for about 2 hours. This is going to end. This is where it's going to end. And you get that end, and again, honestly, the score, the music, everything about that film is absolutely perfect. Paul, sit on a pineapple, because I'm not having that.
Don't threaten me with a good time, but I'm not so into like a million variants of Spider-Man. Like, I liked it as a concept to begin with, but it's just, it drags. The multiverse thing.
How do you feel about the Council of Richards or Council of Reeds, Paul?
I mean, see if there's like 5. And then
You can deal with that.
I can deal with it. They did that in the original animated series. Spider-Man. There was like 5.
I know why
ones.
you're like this, Paul, because you're not used to like sequential numbering, because you've got Xbox 360, Xbox One, whereas we all know it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, isn't it? Is it the numbers, Paul? Are you struggling?
This is your payback for my dig earlier, isn't it?
That's the way to say that.
I don't know what you're talking about. Mate. He's not denying it, folks. He's not denying it.
So
numbers are hard, okay? There's a reason I became an actor.
Same for all of us, mate.
So-
Same for all of us. Fucking hell.
yeah, true. The images again are stunning. If you haven't seen them, we'll try and share them on our social media for what Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse looks like. But yeah, I'm super excited. I hope they get the actors in and get the voice over stuff done quickly. And it's probably obviously coming off next year, where we have Doomsday and Spider-Man 4 or Spider-Man Brand New Day. They'll be up there as like some of my most. But for 2027, Spider-Verse is everything to me. I cannot wait for that film. Is there any more news that you want to talk about before I school Craig? And Joseph, technically, as well.
Wait, why are you going to school me? What have I done?
Because you were fucking joining in with his pish about Apple TV.
I'm here too. Like, I'll throw in.
Okay.
I'll throw
so
down.
when you start this, I don't have the stance you think I have.
Oh no,
this.
your stance isn't even about Apple TV. You said some incredulous things about a show that you forced me to watch, and I I am not saying it's a bad show, right? Do you know what? We're going to get into this, right? We had a small argument. I was on my travels down to the lovely little town, city. I think it's a city. It's got a cathedral. The city of Lincoln. And for whatever reason, Craig thought, I'm going to tell the boys that Apple TV is the best thing ever since fucking cold running water. It's not, right? It's not. And I'm going to prove it. So, Craig, you still stand by that Apple TV is the best? What is your stance? Just get that. We want to get that clear, and then I'll argue with you.
For the watchers, I put it to the boys in the chat after being wowed by episode 3.
The boys is Amazon.
Sure, it's Amazon.
I'm already fucking up my argument. Oh fuck. So I put it to the gents in the chat
that's Netflix, gentlemen.
That's
Netflix.
The gentlemen. Oh, for fuck's sake, God!
You put it to us 3, Craig.
Yes.
Put it to the us.
Okay. Use that after watching episode 3 of The Studio, which you all should be watching, by the way, everyone should be watching, that currently, as we speak, Apple TV Plus is making the best quality shows on television. As we speak, presently, in this moment, they are doing the best work.
I disagree. It's not true. And I'm going to bring up reasons why it's not true, right? So, to me, I'm going, right, if you think value, right, value for me is Amazon. Amazon give us shows, but it also includes the delivery service, which I think is ridiculous. That's really cool.
Don't disagree on that.
If you want quantity and IP, Disney Plus is your game. Because you've got Star Wars, you've got Marvel now. I know Paul doesn't really care about that, but that you have that, right? When my argument of quality comes into it, when my argument of quality, now we don't get HBO Max, or I think it's just called Max. They get that in the States. We get Sky Atlantic, so technically you would say it's Sky Go or Sky TV. The stuff that HBO is putting out is the best. Now, I am going to use one example, right? And I'm not even going to use HBO. I'm going to use Netflix, which I don't rate, and Disney Plus.
How dare you?
I don't rate Netflix. It's good for Friends and Still Game and the odd movie that
and
most
Stranger
people don't.
Things,
Stranger
and
Things is
Animated
ass.
Things,
Stranger
and Midnight
Things is
Mass, and anything by Mike Flanagan, and The Cabinet of Horrors, and the Witcher series with Henry Cavill.
Poo juice. Right. That's bad enough.
It also has the animated Witcher series too, though. So
yeah,
there we go.
And it's got electric.
I got it as well. I got in my dick as well.
So
fucking here's Five Nights at Freddy's, Craig.
Here is.
I will.
Here.
I don't even need it. I'm still way ahead.
Here is my evidence, right? Now, this is where I'm going to come at Joseph and Craig, both saying that Severance is the GOAT.
It is.
Greatest of all time, right?
It is.
Now, I've not got the stats, but I will go fetch the stats. But let's look at season 1 of Severance.
I'm going to hold you there for a moment, Andrew, because I have not said categorically that Severance is the best TV show of all time.
Okay.
I have said it has the potential to be one of the best TV shows of all time.
But this is where you've got issues, right? Because it's not ended. Because again, you went nuts about when I mentioned Game of Thrones. But
Game of Thrones is pish, man.
No, but it's
no.
Right, this is where I'm going to fucking lay the smack down on both y'all candy asses, right? Because I've got facts and figures.
What you're doing is you're comparing a cake that's already finished to a cake that's still being baked.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
you're judging a series. Finished. No, you're judging a series on one bad season, and again, it was the finale, so that does put a bad taste in your mouth.
Oh no,
but
I wouldn't say it's just the last season. There's multiple bad seasons of Game of Thrones.
Let me land, as the kids say, as the youth say. Let me land.
Severance. Let him cook.
Yeah, let me cook.
He's locking in. He's locking in.
Severance, season 1, episode 1, 7.9. Episode 2, 7.9. 3, 7.7. 4, 8.1. 5, 7.9. 7.9. 8.4, 8.4, and a 9 to finish. Good on Severance getting a wee 9 there. let's look at Game of Thrones. 8-9, 8-6, 8-5, 8-6, 9, 9-1, 9-1, 8-9, 9-6, 9-4, season 2. The only time it gets anything lower than an 8 is there's one 7.9 in season 5, and then season 8 falls off a cliff. You're getting 7-6, 7-9, 5-5.
Could you please read out the IMDb rankings for Severance season 2?
I don't. Oh no, wait. Severance season 2. 8-2, 8-4, 8-6, 9-1, 8-2, 8-5, 9-4, 6-7, 8-4, and then I don't have episode 10 if you have episode 10.
So, apart from 6-7 for episode 8, yeah, so it's 8-2, and then, 9.5 for the finale.
9.5. Again, I'm not saying it's shit. The way you went on about Game of Thrones was as if it's fucking terrible. Game of Thrones is hit after hit after hit, and then it falls off completely at the finale, which I have said. But would you like a more interesting one?
Go for it.
Daredevil. 8-4, 8-9, 8-3, 8-6, 8-7, 8-9, 8-5, 8-9, 9-1, 8-4, 8-7, 8-6, 9-3. Daredevil original Netflix series wipes the floor. And again, it's season 3's even better. It's got 9. No.
Netflix.
But I can give you.
Daredevil Netflix. It's in this name.
I said
series.
I said I was going to use.
Door, and he's like, "Fucking here we go."
I said I was going to use Netflix, but I use Netflix because I don't think it's as good. But the even funnier one, because of what we are currently reviewing just now, Daredevil Born Again. If you look at the scores on that. 8-6, 8-5, 8-7, 8-4, 8-1, 8-8, 8-1. And we've still got 2 episodes that are to be written, or that have been written, by the new writers, and they were the higher scores. So, to me, again, for listeners old and new, and Steph, hold on. Steph, I'm talking directly to you now, right? Come fucking at me, right? I don't care. I hope you enjoy Severance, and I hope it lands as much as you. But the people that are noshing this fucking thing off, right? We're not even close to it being finished. Lost was a shambles by the time it finished, and everybody hated it. I think Severance has the potential to be that. I hope it's not. I hope it's brilliant. I hope all your dreams come true. But to be giving it the fucking goat conversation, I don't. I hope it's terrible. To give it the goat conversation when you've got Smash. And again, I've just picked out Breaking Bad and Daredevil. You've got stuff like The Sopranos. You've got stuff like Breaking Bad. It doesn't come close.
That just goes to show, Andrew, you didn't listen to
True Detective.
You didn't listen to our podcast after you left.
True
Because
Detective.
I mentioned both Sopranos and Breaking Bad. I believe, was it Breaking Bad? I mentioned Sopranos at least about as a comparison to Severance. I don't think Severance will be as good as The Sopranos. I think Sopranos is one of the greatest TV shows of all time. However, you need to remember in your defense, Andrew, all of those, you need to look at the viewer base as well for these series as well. How many people are watching Daredevil compared to Severance, and all of this is just beauteous subjectivity.
But that doesn't make sense, because if you've got more people watching you, you're more likely to get negativity.
Right, okay.
You can have more pigs around a slop trough than you can around a fine dining table.
Right, so, Andrew,
it's the most Tory thing I've ever heard on this podcast.
Yes.
Right, Andrew, your whole metric, right, was based around the audience score, right? Because IMDb is a populace scoring system. It's not critics based. Mm-hmm. Now, so if you're talking about that, then I can talk about the critics score, surely, because it's the same subjectivity, right? Okay. So the average score critically for Game of Thrones is 89 on Rotten Tomatoes. Severance is 96. Okay.
No, so that's but that's not a rating though. This is, if you're using Rotten Tomatoes, that's an aggregate of how many people like it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, critically.
So if you say no, but what I'm saying though is like. No, but what I'm saying is, if most people, if everybody gave it a 6 out of 10, it gets 100 on Rotten Tomatoes.
So most critics, nearly all critics think it's amazing.
No, that's not what that means.
Well,
that's not what that means at all.
They think it's good.
They could think it's between okay to good, whatever the middle. I don't know what the middle cut off is, but still more than Rotten Tomatoes. But you're going to get people that are going to, like as Joseph said, you're going to get people that will watch it and go, because the finale was shit, it's getting a negative review. Whereas I believe more people would say that Game of Thrones makes better television or would give it a higher score, sorry, than what you would get for Severance.
I disagree.
You know what? To play Andrew's court for a second, I think Game of Thrones does in areas make greater television because for most people there's a lot more tits on screen. Whereas
that's true. That is true. That's a good point.
Listen, if we're going to start talking about tits, I'm going to talk about the two clowns in here that are fucking watching Severance and getting all they use two tits.
Andrew, you pinched my joke straight from beneath me, man. I was going to say the only tit I saw in Severance was when the screen went black at the end of the episode, and it was reflected back in the screen.
That's so good. Yours was so much better than mine as well, bastard. It was so much better. Look, again, I get that it comes across that I hate Severance. I don't. I get that it's not for me, and I get that I probably just don't understand it. But what I will say is, I feel as if you. To be fair, Craig, you watch pretty much everything that Apple TV releases and stuff like that. But to me, I just don't see I don't see the value in it. I feel as if a lot of the stuff is very samey. And again, I realise I'm saying this, and Marvel stuff's pretty much all the same kind of shit. But, yeah, the thing that got me up was when you started claiming Severance to be the greatest of all time, and I mentioned just Game of Thrones, and it was like, Game of Thrones is shit! And I'm just like, what are we on here? Like, this isn't real life.
It's not Game of Thrones is not shit, it's just that I think Severance is a higher quality of television show. That it's doing things that Game of Thrones never even attempted in terms of different departments. Now, Game of Thrones is a very ambitious show. It broke ground. It was groundbreaking. But I think Severance is doing even more than that.
Severance is doing a lot more than Game of Thrones could do because they've got like electrical lighting.
No, but again, if you look at it in other ways, name an iconic Severance character.
Mark F.
The sheep.
Helly R.
I know there's
so
sheep in it.
I watched this show and I struggled.
Mr. Milchick.
But I
Miss
struggled.
Cobell.
Right.
Every single character.
But you're saying no. But you're saying who's going to know Milchick and who's going to know Joffrey?
Everyone who's watched the show.
But more people know Joffrey's name.
Pretty much every episode.
You're not getting what I'm saying. I'm saying Game of Thrones is more iconic and more people know it because it's a bigger and better show. And they have such
a book franchise as well. Remember, you've got a lot of audience coming into it as a book franchise, whereas like Severance is its own social IP.
Also, can I just point out again that while Game of Thrones was the biggest show at the time, as my argument is saying that it's currently Apple TV Plus is currently the best. Severance, Andrew, whether you like it or not, is currently the biggest show in the entire world right now. It is the biggest show in the. It is the biggest show in the entire world. It is facts. It is.
The black and white is the biggest show, and I don't think it is.
Where's the black and white? Give me a black and white. I brought stats. I brought numbers. Give me the numbers.
It is the biggest show in the entire world. It's been
give us the numbers,
publicised.
Craig. We don't want to hide behind your bureaucracy here.
Well, okay, the numbers is it's the most watched thing on Apple TV Plus. I know that's Apple TV Plus, but it's still been in the zeitgeist, widely talked about, the water cooler moment, all that sort of thing that Game of Thrones had when it was in its heyday. Severance is now in that heyday. Severance is the biggest show currently on television. The widespread media publicity around this show in America, now in the UK, is unprecedented in terms of the show where it is now to where it was in season 1. As I said, you guys hadn't even heard of the show until I told you about it. Now, everyone knows what Severance is. It is currently the biggest show in the world. It is. It just is.
Sorry, I have no idea. Other than the fact that you guys talk about Severance, I have no idea what Severance is.
Paul, you don't count. Okay, you don't.
What do you mean Paul doesn't count? Of course Paul counts.
No, we've established already Paul can't count. He doesn't know what numbers are.
Well, I'm going to put it to the test. I'm going to put it to the test. I'm rehearsing with like a load of people just now, right? So I'm going to ask them how many of them one, have heard of it, and two, watch it, and then obviously what they think of it. And I'm going to get a view because again, I feel like we're in the zeitgeist in the sense of because we talk about these things and we look up these things and we follow like ratings and stuff like that. We obviously have our ear to the ground. I don't think the common man, I don't think the normal kind of TV watchers watching it.
Andrew, they were on fucking Jonathan Rawson this morning. All right, and the
right,
show.
Wait a minute, right? Who the fuck? Sorry, who the fuck
people.
still watches Jonathan Ross? Who watches Jonathan Ross?
Sorry, I didn't know that Jonathan Ross was still going.
I know.
Yeah.
I thought,
Andrew, that's the point you were
finished.
making. That's the point you were just making. Like the
First of
general
all,
public.
First of all, we're a Graham Norton podcast, all right? If we're going to be bigging anybody up, it's Graham Norton.
Right?
But
And if
I
he
don't
was on
like
TV
again.
right now,
I don't
they'd-
watch Jonathan.
They'd be on there.
I don't. I could look. I'll hold my hands up if I find out that is the case. Cool. I'll hold my hands up. But I don't think it's especially maybe over here in the UK. I don't know about the US. I don't think it's nearly as big as what you're making out. I could be wrong, and I'm more than happy to be proven wrong.
It might not be. It might be up because I know that Adolescence is having like a huge traction right now, and White Lotus as well is incredibly popular. So
course.
I'm going to
Euphoria.
assume like, it's going to be like
No, is it
I'm
Euphoria?
watching that right now.
And I know the last time I checked, it was like I think it was Severance at the top. Then we had like White Lotus and Adolescence, but those might have changed places as
Yeah,
per,
because Severance
the
is
time
now
of
on TV.
recording.
Yeah, Severance is no longer on airing. So of course.
But
But
I think this.
yeah.
I think it's very like brave of you to come out here, Andrew, and like defend your points when you keep saying privately that Paramount Plus is your favorite streaming service.
Paramount's got all the South Park episodes on it, so you know there's an argument to be made there. I mean, that's all I can think of right now. But
just for fun, what I want to do, to round things off, and we'll end the episode here.
Okay.
Give me your top 5 streaming services just now.
Okay.
So for you personally,
For me personally,
right, Paul. In fact, let's wait a minute. Let's get Paul. Let's get Paul's
Paul
first because he's itching to do it.
Paramount Plus.
Netflix.
One.
Amazon.
2.
I guess I have to go Disney.
Yeah.
Then Paramount. And then I guess does Sky count?
Yeah, I would say like
Now
Sky,
TV.
kind of HBO,
Now
Now
TV,
TV kind
yeah.
of stuff. Yeah.
I'll say Sky then. Sky.
Joseph, you go next. I'll go third, and then we'll finish with Craig.
Oh, thank you.
So I see. The thing is, I don't think there is a best streaming service. They all do different things, and depending on your like, it's. I think it's.
Think of it as a way as this, right?
reductive
If you only had X amount of money, because even they cost all different things as well. But like, say you could only afford one. What would your first choice be? Second choice, like again, because I do agree. There's different things that you can add in.
I think for if I only had one, seeing how I'm feeling right now and what I've been watching recently, it would be Amazon Prime exclusively for Top Gear and the Grand Tour.
Oh, nice,
like
nice.
watches because I've been on like a big Top Gear kick right now.
Yeah,
it's making me feel safe.
That is baffling. I never thought you'd be in Top Gear. That's amazing.
Really?
Oh, Top Gear's great.
Yeah.
No, I fucking love cars. I really fucking love cars.
I never knew that about you.
Like,
That's
genuinely. Like some of my favorite games are like the Need for Speed and like the Forza games. I love them.
What? How do you feel about the Disney movie Cars?
Paul,
that's why Disney Plus is second.
I'm going to give you a little bit of advice here, Paul. Straight from Rascal Flatts' mouth. Life is a highway. You gotta ride it long.
Tune.
That's how I feel about cars. I would say for like me, like your top 3 would be Amazon Prime, then Apple TV, and then personally Netflix, then Disney. Because for me, Netflix has got a lot of old stuff that I like going back and rewatching. And then for like a 5th spot, I would say Crunchyroll, because there's a lot of really good content on Crunchyroll, and it's like big animation stuff.
So mine would be Disney Plus. Now, obviously, for the whole IP thing, Marvel, Star Wars. But not only that, in terms of animated movies, you got all of the Disney classics, you got all of Pixar. They have a lot of Fox movies, such as like 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. There's a lot of... I think you've got the most content.
What a film.
And, such a good film.
What a
It's not one that you could rewatch, but I kind of now
forgot
want
that
to
was on
rewatch
Disney
it.
Plus.
Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. They've got a lot of like spotlight, like old Fox movies that they quite obviously bought over. You've got the X-Men films. There's so many, and you're obviously going to keep getting more and more and more. Then it's Amazon Prime, because I just think the content that they're getting and the fact that you've got the delivery service in, I think that, and it's probably the cheapest as well. Value for money, I think Amazon Prime is the best, or second best, sorry. Then I would go... Does YouTube count?
Oh, like YouTube Red?
Nah, we won't do YouTube because it doesn't really do
Okay,
TV shows.
if
It's
you're
just
not paying
more...
for it, it doesn't count.
Yeah, right. No, I'm not paying for it. Then I would go HBO, Sky kind of thing. Netflix. I don't even know if I have a fifth. What other ones is there?
You don't want Pluto TV for all those sick Robot Wars reruns?
Is Robot Wars on
There's
Pluto TV?
Robot Wars reruns?
That's
Yeah,
so
on
cool.
Pluto TV.
Look,
Yeah.
I'll give 5 to Apple, but I don't have Apple and I don't really watch much on Apple. So yeah,
My
you
boys
can.
are
Apple
killer.
appreciate it.
What?
Andrew, we appreciate it. Okay, thank you for that.
I did have a great because I didn't watch anything else other than Severance. I was going to say I had a great 2-week trial, but yeah. Go on, Craig. Round us off, and then we'll finish this week's episode.
Apple TV Plus, number one, obviously. Nothing to shock to anyone. Amazon Prime, I would say. Interestingly that none of you said Now TV. Did any of you actually say Now TV? Because that's where all the
I
HBO stuff
said I put that at 3 or 4
is. Okay, fair enough.
for like HBO kind of stuff.
So Apple TV, Amazon Prime. To be honest with you, Dropout. I watch that the most at the minute. Like, so Dropout TV on YouTube. That's I don't know if you'd class that as a streaming service, but
I don't know. I don't know.
What do you watch on it?
Dropout is a streaming service.
Dropout is
What's
a
Dropout? TV show.
It's like a bunch of different things. Like there's a bit of
Nah.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Nah.
There's a bit of,
I get what you
Okay,
mean,
so
but
I do pay for it.
Are you like a joined member on YouTube, or do you actually pay for Dropout.tv?
I pay via YouTube.
it's not really TV
That's-
though, is in the sense of what I'm saying,
that's
because
kind
I
of-
watch a
there's
lot.
like a
Of,
grey area there.
Yeah.
I would
Okay,
say.
well,
'Cause
I
I
think
would-
put Dropout to the side then. So yeah,
We'll
so,
give that
so
an
Apple
honourable
TV
mention.
Yeah, thank you.
It's streaming.
Apple TV,
it's content.
It's
Yeah.
content. Everything's content.
Yeah.
With Mates podcast. There we go. So Apple TV Plus, Amazon Prime. I think probably then based on quality of show, probably Now TV for the HBO stuff. Then probably Disney Plus. And then only because I have a fifth spot that I can't give to Dropout, Netflix. But I've actually cancelled Netflix. I don't have Netflix anymore.
yeah.
Like, I'm
There's
not
not enough. Unless you're into like murder documentaries or like reality TV, I don't think Netflix puts enough like variety of stuff out there. My only reason
No,
HBO's
they had like a really good animated film about like it's a Slavic
The
writer
Witcher.
wrote this thing about a guy who hunts monsters. Really good animated film was on Netflix.
And he
And
gets
now he's
himself.
doing himself.
we got the full house, all 4. But yeah, let us know your list. Let us know what your favourite streaming service is. If you want to give us your top 5, make sure you're in the comments below or talk to us on social media at WithMatesPod. Let us know your thoughts on all the news stories that we have come out today. What are you most excited for? Is it Superman? Is it the Beatles? Is it Spider-Man live action? Is it Spider-Man animated? Did we miss any news from CinemaCon? Let us know in the comments below. We have still got so much coming out. We've got weekly podcasts, the catch up every Monday. We have our Daredevil spoiler talk that we do every week. Last of Us starts in approximately a week and a half.
7 days. 7 days.
7 days. Oh, well, 9 days, because is it the 14th?
I thought it was the 12th it comes out.
We'll get it on a Monday.
We'll get it in the month. Either way, it's coming out very, very soon. Of which, boys, I am rewatching the original series. I forgot how fucking good this series is. Episode 3, Bill and Frank. What a fucking episode of television. Bump that up, whatever that number I put that up a number just for fucking Last of Us. We're coming into the summer blockbuster season, so we will be doing a lot more movie reviews. If you've not already checked out, we have got a non-spoiler review of Death of a Unicorn up. So we'll be doing more of the non-spoiler stuff on TikTok and on our social media, and then obviously if we get enough traction and we get enough people wanting to see it, we will do full spoiler reviews on Spotify, Apple and YouTube. But yes, that is all for this week. Joseph, where can the lovely people find you and all that you do?
The lovely people can find me on Instant Graham at Josef Boon and the dying platform Twitter, where I'll be slowly migrating to Blue Sky at some point very soon, where I keep up to date with sweet fuck all.
Lovely. Paul?
You may find me on the superior streaming service that is Netflix, watching some kind of animated Witcher show just to get into the mind of Josef Boon. And my Instagram at Stirrit Story. I will be posting various things that go on in my life. You will go in and tune in, see what I'm up to. We'll all have a good time.
Craig?
You can find me on all social media platforms, apart from the artist formerly known as Twitter, at Craig Andrew Mooney.
And you can find me everywhere at @AndAlphaGrey, but as I say, it's more important, follow us at WithMatesPod on all social media platforms. Make sure you have, if not done so already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment. We want to get as many of you involved in the show. If your comment's funny, even if it's not, we're going to give you a shout out on the next video. But get involved, let us know what you're watching, what you're not watching. As I say, let us know what your favourite streaming platform is. Do you have them all? Do you have any? Let us know. But that's all for this week. We'll see you next week. Latest on the Meiji.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Ross, and I'm still going, I am.
Oh, Michael Caine! I am Michael Caine!
Jonathan, hang on, I am Jonathan Ross.
There you go.
Hang on, I am Jonathan Ross. What was? I am Jonathan Ross.
He's just giving Michael Caine a speech impediment.
Don't sleep, I'm Jonathan Ross.